The smoky haze of the London studio hung thick in the air, curling around the dimly lit walls like a phantom. It was 1983, and the music world was shifting again. Inside the room, Tony Iommi sat slouched in a chair, his Gibson SG resting on his lap like a familiar old friend. He strummed absent-mindedly, lost in a riff that was at once menacing and melodic. Across from him, Butler leaned against the mixing console, sipping on a glass of scotch. The two had been exchanging glances all evening, a silent question hanging between them. Who would be their new frontman? The door creaked open and a figure stepped in, shaking the rain from his leather jacket. Ian Gillan, the former Deep Purple vocalist, strode into the room with his unmistakable presence. His mane of curly hair framed a face that seemed equal parts mischief and experience. In his hand was a bottle of wine, his signature icebreaker. "Hope you lot don't mind me crashing your seance," Ian said with a grin, holding the bottle aloft like a trophy. Then Tony says, "About time. We thought you got lost." Ian poured himself a glass and plopped down on the worn-out couch. "Lost? Mate, I just had to navigate through the mob of fans outside. I told them I was delivering pizza and they actually bought it." Then Geezer interjects, "Well, you're here now. Let's see if you can handle the Sabbath sound." Tony slid his guitar off his lap and leaned forward. "Ian, you know we've been messing around with this idea. Kind of a bluesy doom vibe, but we need someone who can put their soul into it. You think you've got the pipes for that?" Ian leaned back, swirling his wine like a sommelier. "I don't just have pipes, mate. I've got a whole organ." Tony laughed, but it was the kind of laugh that said, "We'll see." He started playing a new riff, dark, heavy, and unrelenting. It was raw, the kind of music that would punch you in the gut and leave a bruise. Ian stood up, his wine glass forgotten. He closed his eyes, his body swaying to the rhythm. When the music reached its crescendo, he opened his mouth and unleashed a wail that could have shattered the studio windows. It was primal, fierce, and unapologetically Ian Gillan. Geezer stopped mid-drink, staring at Ian as if he'd just witnessed a miracle. Tony, still playing, grinned so wide it looked like his face might split in two. Ian kept singing, weaving lyrics on the fly. Something about demons rising and angels falling, delivered with a theatrical flair that made it feel like a sermon from the abyss. When the last note rang out, the room fell silent. Ian looked at the two men, panting slightly, his face flushed from the effort. "So, how's that for an audition?" Tony clapped, slow and deliberate. "Welcome to Black Sabbath, Ian. Hope you're ready for the ride of your life." Geezer raised his glass. To Ian, and to whatever madness we're about to create. Ian grabbed his wine bottle, refilled his glass, and joined the toast. To madness, then, and to making some bloody good music. That night, the three of them jammed until the early hours, crafting what would become Born Again. The riffs were heavier, the lyrics darker, and Ian's voice was the wild card that turned everything into a strange and electrifying new chapter for Black Sabbath. In the morning, as the first light seeped through the studio windows, Ian lit a cigarette and looked at his new bandmates. "You know, I think this might just work." And so, the madness began. And the madness continues. Subscribe to True Stories of Classic Rock for more. See you soon.